guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is my husband. If you guys don't know him, you guys have met him on my vlog channel, my main channel, maybe my main channel? I don't know. Yeah. But I wanted to invite him onto my channel today because I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time. I love covers. I love book covers. I think book covers can make or break a book. And I've always been interested in the difference between the US covers and the UK covers and which ones are better. Now, the reason I wanted to bring Travis on for this is because he's a graphic designer. And Travis is a very particular person when it comes to graphic design. He's the first one to be like, oh, that's bad graphic design. Like, why would they do that? That's bad graphic design. And I'm going to be interested to see if, you know, he has different opinions to me. Somebody who's more like, I just like this because it's visually pleasing versus him who's like, what's the word? Technical. Yeah. I already know like the covers that I chose, and just so you guys know going into this, like some of these books I have read, some of them I haven't read, but there's different reasons for why I chose these books. Some of them are really, really popular, most of them are, and that's why I ended up choosing them. So yes, we're just gonna go ahead and just jump in. Okay, so the first one is by an author that has really good book covers. I don't know if some, you know, publishing houses let the author choose their, you know, book cover designer, but this particular author always has the best book covers, and this is going to be really, really hard. So the first one is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. Now the one on the left is the US cover, and the one on the right is the UK cover. And I've always loved the US cover, but I just recently saw this UK cover and I was like, oh my god, that's stunning. Like, I literally don't know which one I like better. Like,
the gold and the blue I really like on the US cover.
Yeah. It's dynamic.
Yeah, it's dynamic. It looks like an adventure book.
You get more of a vibe of like what this is. It's like a fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. The book on the right is a cool design, but I don't feel like it tells a story as well as the book on the left. It's really dynamic too. There's so much movement, like good movement. Obviously this was done by a good artist. I definitely have a preference for the American version, US version.
I think so too. I think it's more artistic, and it's funny because I actually don't usually like people on the covers of books because I think it can really make it cheesy if it's not done right. But I feel like this is one of those cases where it's done really well, so I'm going to go US. Okay, so the next one, this is a really popular book that came out recently, The Secret Life of Babyloo. This is about a girl who makes a deal with the devil to live forever, but nobody will ever remember her. So the second she meets somebody, they'll forget about her when they leave. So she can't really make any relationships. So that's kind of the story. The left is US, the right is UK. My personal...
I like the US.
You like the US? Yeah. I think I like the UK better, actually.
UK is really busy.
Yeah, I figured you might not like that for that reason.
Just simple, bold graphic. I like the US version.
Yeah. I feel like the US version has more of a masculine feel. The UK is a little bit more feminine.
Yeah, I definitely can see that.
This one is such a given. I feel like this one most people agree with. It's just like obvious, but I'm going to be interested to see what Travis thinks about this one. So this is Strange the Dreamer, one of my favorite books. This is a very like high fantasy, whimsical, dreamy book, and it's just lots of weird, crazy stuff that happens in it. But it's a beautiful book, very pretty like prose and stuff. So the left is UK and the right is US.
Definitely the left.
Yes.
For me.
It's the left for sure. Everyone loves the left.
The right.
Messy, hard to read
Messy,
kinda.
I don't like the text. Like the points of tension in the text just draw your eye to it.
Yeah, that H, ugh.
Yeah.
And I feel like it looks more mature. Like it is a YA novel, but I feel like the US cover looks very mature, kind of younger, and then the UK cover is definitely more mature feeling.
Also, sometimes design harkens back to a different, like, I think of Silence of the Lambs. Like, even though it looks nothing like it, it's probably the moth and how amazing that cover of that book just is embedded in everybody's mind. Now that's a good cover.
Yeah, I remember seeing Silence of the Lambs in the movie store all the time as a kid.
The moth like, what is that? Yeah.
Okay, so this one is one, actually, when I was purchasing this book, I was on Book Depository and I was trying to figure out which one I wanted, the UK or the US. And for some reason, I picked the wrong one. Like I decided on one, but now I actually prefer the other one, and I wish I would have got the other one. So I'm going to be curious what Travis thinks. So the one on the left is US and the one on the right is UK.
I like the one on the right. I like the colors. I like the bold text that... I mean, so this is an interesting one. She got two things that are very... different. The colors and the font on the one on the right.
The one on the right is UK.
UK. Takes center stage, as where her face on the left takes center stage.
Now this book is about like a sex, love, and rock and roll band from the 70s.
Yeah, and I can see that. They both look like album covers, which is most likely what they were going for.
Yeah.
I just personally like the one on the right better.
See, I bought the one on the left, the US cover, because I was like, oh, it has that really 70s feel. Like, it looks like an album cover, and that's why I was drawn to that one. But now, after, like, seeing the cover so many times, I'm definitely more of a fan of the rainbow UK cover, and I wish I would have bought that one, because I just think it's, like, eye-catching. Okay, so the next one, this is a really popular book. I haven't read it yet, but it's an Alice in Wonderland retelling. I do want to read this, because I've heard it's really, really good, but it's, like, the story about the Queen of Hearts, like her origin story. So it's Heartless. The one on the left is US, the one on the right is UK.
The one on the right is very playful. It's playful.
Yeah, it looks young and it looks like it's not like a dark story.
So the one on the left looks like it could be like Bram Stoker's Dracula, something like that. It's very intense looking. Either one, I'm not saying, these are probably my least favorite covers I've looked at so far.
Really? And I think this story is it's sad. It has a lot of sadness. I think it's a little on the darker side from what I understand. So I feel like maybe the US cover like captures the story better than the UK. The UK, it looks a little bit young. It looks like a happy story, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I think I like the US better.
I would definitely say if I knew, what the book was about and what you describe, I would go with the US.
And by the way, usually you guys, it'll be interesting to kind of tally up at the end of this video, because usually I feel like I like UK covers better. And I don't know if it's because it's so easy for me to get my hands on US that UK feels more special, or if I actually like UK better. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to kind of tally up. Okay, so this next one is The Vegetarian by Hong Kong, which is a story about a woman who has a bad dream, and it's so traumatizing that she decides to become a vegetarian. It's very kind of dark and weird, but I actually read this book because I loved the cover. The one on the left is US, the one on the right is UK. And I know which one I like.
I would go left. Yeah, left for sure.
Yeah.
Especially once I can see the detail in the, how she kind of bleeds out on the top and bottom and stuff, and how the foliage is in there. Definitely left on this one.
I think it's really like eye-catching. It's kind of dark and mysterious. Like, it just catches your eye. I like the black, white, and red. Okay, so this next book is one of my favorite books of all time. I absolutely love this book. And I actually don't know which one I like better. I think I know, but I don't know. This is The Wicked Deep. This is about witches who come to life every summer and kill 3 boys in the town. So it's darker, it has darker vibes. But the left is US and the right is UK.
I'm gonna go UK on this one.
Really?
I'm not a super big fan. Well, shoot, I wish I had it bare.
Well, it is.
They probably
foiled.
photoshopped the image of this to give you the idea that it's foiled. I do like the wood carvy kind of look of this one.
I'm gonna go with this one. There's something about that cartoony look that I'm not liking. It just looks kind of cartoony.
Is it a super crazy intense story?
It's not intense. There's a little bit of like a romance in it, slightly, but it's kind of a darker vibe.
I would go. Yeah, it's so hard for me. Just
like
on
if you were to
aesthetic.
see them,
they're so different. Yeah, the one on the left. I'm gonna go back with the US. US again.
US wins.
It's just this one is so playful, and the way the text. Oh, I don't like that text down at the bottom right there. I do not like that.
I get that. It's weird.
Secrets lurk beneath the surface. That's awful. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a loss.
that just takes it away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is one that I really, really love. I haven't read this book yet, but I love the cover. It's so pretty, and so I'm curious to see which one Travis likes. So this is City of Brass, and the one on the left is US, the one on the right is UK. And I know which one I like right off the bat, but I'd be curious to see. I actually am not super sure what this is about. Like, which one would you be like more drawn to picking up?
The one on the left.
Yeah, me too. Left.
For sure. Left for me.
That's US.
Yeah.
I love that mandala. I love the bright colors. I think it's eye-catching. Like, and do you know
weird.
one thing that I've noticed I don't like on book covers, which is really odd but and very specific, is doors. For some reason, doors on book covers look really boring to me.
They're inviting you in, though.
I know. I think Ember in the Ashes, there's a copy of Ember in the Ashes with the door, and every time I see that one, I'm like, that looks so boring. Like, I just don't like doors on the cover. Okay, so another point for US. Okay, so the next one is a whole series. Now, this one is really hard for me, and I think you're going to struggle with this one because this is very much like your aesthetic, I feel like. And I honestly can't decide which one I like better. I'm having a really hard time. So this is The Darker Shade of Magic Trilogy. You got me this actually for a holiday. The top is UK, the bottom is US. Both, I like the colors, I like...
Bottom, all the way for me.
Yeah.
I like both designs, and I love just the simple blacks. The bottom is just really well done.
Again, I feel like the top has a more feminine quality, the bottom has a more masculine quality. And this is like a male main character. Like, I feel like the bottom matches the series a bit better. And it's
that bottom is beautiful design work.
Yeah.
I tend to like where you have a lot of resting space, negative space, and it's not just crammed full of stuff.
Yeah.
And the top has just so much, there's no place for you to rest your eye.
I do feel like I like those shadows. It's very dynamic. Like, there's something about it that makes me like know the characters just by looking at the cover. Like, I want to know those characters, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I do like about the UK is that I get the vibe of what those characters are probably going to be like, and that's one reason I like those a little bit. Yeah. They're just very busy.
I tend to like really flat negative space and more of a design look than that. The top is very busy.
Yeah. So you pick US? I can't decide. It's so hard. They're both good.
Your first inclination is to choose the top, so.
But I do like the bottom too. There's something about the bottom, like, they just would look so pretty, like, displayed on your shelf, like, face out. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna go with the bottom. As much as I like the top, the bottom, I just feel like they're just very striking and cool looking. Yeah. So yeah, bottom. Ugh, US again. Okay, so Vicious. This is one that they've redesigned this cover, and the new cover is better than these last two. This is like the brand new redesign, which is, in my opinion, better than the two I'm going to show you. And that's a good cover. V. Schwab does a lot of black, white, and red covers.
Yeah.
So this is the original, the one on the left.
Ooh,
that's the US.
Hate that.
And then the one on the right is the UK.
So the right one looks just like...
That looks like a movie poster.
It's Sin City, or it's the other one. So The Spirit or Sin City by Frank Miller, they did all those movie posters where you have like Frank Miller style art. Which is this is very Frank Miller.
Yeah, it is.
That font, even on the one on the right, is kind of like a generic font.
Yeah. Rugged man font.
So it's not a unique font or anything. But it's still, I like that one way better than the left. The left, I think I would like better if it wasn't for the way Vicious looks.
Yeah, it's like big on one side, small on
the other. Illustration is cool, I guess, but the city is beautiful. I feel like that font just takes you out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think me and you are going to differ on this one because I actually don't like the UK cover. I feel like it looks like a movie poster. I feel like it looks really kind of corny, kind of like early 2000s. Yeah. There's something about the US one, the illustrated one, that's endearing to me. And I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but there's something about it that I think is just kind of unique and cool.
So the thing is it's really weighted heavily to the left side. That one, the copy competes with the figure. Yeah. Like a lot. They're the same size. There's no hierarchy. I don't know. It's distracting when you don't have a very immediate focal point. But I love the city on that one.
Which one do you choose? I mean, this one obviously.
Can I just say I don't really like them?
No, you have to pick. I pick the US. I mean, it's not my favorite cover of all time, but if I had to pick, if I had to own one of these, I think I would want the US.
Okay, I would, let's just say I'll do it this way. I would probably pick up the one on the right. It looks more action-y and something more masculine, more my type, so I'll go UK on this one. So we did. And I love Frank Miller's art, so yeah, I'm going to go the right.
That doesn't surprise me because that looks like something that you would like.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Starlight C, this next one is a very, like, whimsical book, again, very fantasy. And I feel like I'm not too sure what you're going to pick on this one because I could see... I just have some theories on this next one. But in the booktube world, it's very clear what everybody likes. So I'm going to be interested to see what a graphic designer thinks versus what, like, booktube thinks. So this is the Starlight C, the left is US, and then the right is UK.
I love the vintagey look of the one on the right. Is it supposed to be vintage?
It kind of has a vintage quality. It looks like it's kind of worn in.
Yeah, I really like how different it is versus all the books we've seen so far. It's like kind of like a weird screen printy type thing. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's from... Is this an old book?
No, it's pretty new. I think it came out like a couple years ago.
I mean, the one on the right looks like a book you could find from like the 70s on a bookstore somewhere.
Yeah, I like the marbling in the background. I like the bee on the front. And I actually didn't notice the guy running in the back for a long time.
Yeah, so this one, in contrast to the last one we were talking about, the bee is what you're like there immediately. So you have a very clear focal point. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the book would be about from the cover, but you can't really say that about any of the books. Like,
people have a hard time even explaining what this book is about. I guess it's like just one of those books you have to read to like really be able to like know what it's about. It's hard to explain. But I'm a UK cover fan. I think it's really pretty. It's very unique. It's one of those books that you just kind of want to own because of the uniqueness of it. I feel like the other one is just very bland.
So that's a key point in design and marketing these days is there's a lot of really good designers in the world, and we run into this quite often, is you have this aesthetic that, you know, graphic design is formulaic. It's like building a house. And so when you have so many designers building a lot of great things, people just get used to it. Mm-hmm. And so when you do come across something that's unique or interesting, sometimes it might have flaws, but at least it isn't the same old thing you've been looking at all the time. So,
and I do feel like that's unique. Like, it's not something that we've ever seen. We've seen the US cover a million times. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you're like, oh, cool, another fantasy.
The one on the left could be any book. Like, you see it all the time. The one on the right would definitely catch my attention because it's totally a unique cover. Okay. So I would go with the one on the right on that one.
So he has I actually thought he was going to go with the one on the left because I thought he was going to say the one on the right was too busy. But everyone tends to like the UK.
Generally, people will gravitate towards the rules of design, even though there's like points of tension in there, like
the wing there.
Yeah, but at least that really bright yellow just makes it come out first. You don't notice the rest of the stuff until you look a little bit closer. Okay,
so this next one is a really dark, like, story about a girl who gets groomed by her teacher, basically. So it's a very dark story, but it's really good, I hear. So the one on the left is US, the one on the right is UK. So it's similar, like, story to like Lolita or something. Like.
So again, if this was, is that a pencil drawing on the left?
It's just a photograph. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going right on this one. I don't like staged photos like that. I'll tend to always gravitate towards something a little bit more design based.
Yeah. Now here's my issue with this cover. So it's this book is dark, obviously. You know, it's just a dark story. And I actually like the design of the UK cover better, like the look of the UK cover, but I don't think it matches the story. I think it looks like it could be like a romance or like a, I don't know, something like that. And I kind of feel like the left, the US cover, shows the feel and the vibe of the story better. And even though I don't like that cover better, I think I like it for the book better. So I think I'm going to actually go with the US, even though I like the design of the UK better.
These are two of my least favorites that we've looked at so far. These are not.
Yeah, I don't even know why. Like, I mean, I haven't read the book, but
I would have chosen something different for sure. Yeah. On this.
Both are kind of weird. Okay, so Brandon Sanderson. This one is interesting because Brandon Sanderson is a super famous author. And the thing about this is, you guys all know Charlie Bowater is like the biggest YA cover artist, and you always can see like a Charlie Bowater cover and you're like, oh, that's Charlie Bowater, because she does like the big like faces on covers. And there's some Charlie Bowater covers I love, and I used to be obsessed with her, like Enchantment of Ravens and Sorcery of Thorns. But then there's some Charlie Bowater covers that I don't love, and it just doesn't work. And so I'm going to be curious what you think about this, because this is a Charlie Bowater cover. And yeah, so Brandon Sanderson's like a really famous like adult fantasy writer, but this is a young adult fantasy. So the one on the left is the US, and this is the second book. This is Starsight, not Sky Falls or whatever it's called. So the one on the left is US.
Right, all the way. 100% right on this one. This wasn't even a competition for me.
Yeah, see, I'm a UK person, and usually I love Charlie Bowater, but it just is corny to me.
Yeah, Starsight in that font. And that S is horrendous. Yeah, not feeling that. The one on the right is a custom-made font.
And it's just so much more pretty. I love the frame. I love, like... Yeah. It's just so much better. Yeah, definitely UK for that one. Okay, so this next one, Song of Achilles. We all know this book. Travis saw me reading this last summer. The one on the left is US. The one on the right is UK.
I'll go left.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. So much more eye-catching. The yellow and the blue together. You're more apt to see that on the shelf at, like, a bookstore. I feel like the one on the right is just really boring. I do like how the bow and arrow is a heart, though, because it is a love story.
I like the text on the right. The font is, it looks like there's some waves in it, like it's hand made. Yeah. Which is nice. Sometimes the font can just be beautiful. It's simple. Yeah. The one on the left, there's issues I have with it. I would have shrunken up the Song of Achilles. It's too close to the edges of the helmet. It bugs me. That's a design thing that bugs me. Like, I hate when things don't have enough space. Like,
point of tension.
You know, spatial awareness is, you know. Yeah, it's definitely more eye-catching.
Yeah. Oh, Empire of the Vampire. Oh, this cover is everything. This one. So that's the US, the one on the right, and the UK is The Left. Now, Jay Kristoff is another one of those authors that always has good covers. He's used Charlie Bowater once, but he has this one artist, I can't remember his name, something Chen, and he does a lot of his covers, and this series has the best covers.
Yeah, that's awesome right there. The one on the right.
US.
The US one is awesome. They're both really cool though, but I personally would choose the one on the right. They're both cool covers, but man, that cover on the right is just sick.
Epic. It's epic looking.
Yeah, that is sick.
Like, as much as I think the UK cover's beautiful, I feel like the US cover's just epic looking. It's dynamic.
The one you just showed me, what's her name?
Charlie Bowater.
That one's okay. That's I follow tons of digital artists, and like, pretty good, right? Like, comparatively, where the skill ceiling is at, like middle of the road, that one is top tier.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, that would be very difficult to do. Okay,
so this is another Jay Kristoff who did Empire of the Vampire again. Some of my favorite covers is the Nevernight series. Still haven't read it yet. I own the first book. But this one is hard too because I love both of these, but I think I know which ones are my favorite. The one on the left is US, the one on the right is UK. And there's 3 books in the series and they all kind of have the same vibes. I think the second one in this is a cat.
I'm going to stay, again, with the custom font, like, on this one. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Whoever did that, that's really
This is the
great.
Chen artist I was talking about. I'll put his name, like, up here somewhere, but...
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'll go left.
Yeah, same here. I love that artist. If I wrote a book and I could get an artist to do my cover, it would be that artist.
Yeah.
I just love it.
That's, again, top tier.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So US for that as well. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's a really cool one too, the Raven.
The red dot in the back, that's like very you.
Yeah, that one's super cool too, but you're talking top tier on that left one. Top tier digital illustration.
Yeah, Jay Kristoff has good. Oh, this one's another one. This is Elizabeth Lim, the same girl that did the first one we did. Again, she has such good covers, and I can never choose which ones I like better. But this is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. The one on the left is US, the one on the right is UK.
Oh, see, this is just, that's so tough. There's such, like, different styles.
Yeah.
Like, you've got super different styles on this.
Yeah, I know. These are so different, but so good.
So the one on the right would be like a master class in graphic design. Like, you've got shapes and colors and all this kind of stuff going on. And then the one on the left, you got a beautiful custom font within a very pretty digital illustration, and her face is the focal point. And I love the character's face. It's an intriguing face. It's unique. It doesn't look too stale or sterile.
This is a good example of a person on the cover that's not cheesy. I think I'm going to go with left. I gotta go with US.
Yeah.
I mean, the right is beautiful, but again, like with the other book that she did that we talked about, that one doesn't look as fantasy. It doesn't look as epic. It looks like a soft, beautiful story, whereas the one on the left looks like a fantasy novel.
Yeah, she and the artist on this is just nailing it as far as, like, intriguing you with that character. Like, you want to get to know who that is.
Yeah.
Like, that's really well done.
Yeah. So, US again! What the heck is with us? Okay, so this I think is the last one. The reason I chose this one, I haven't read this book, but I chose this next one because they're so different. They're completely different ideas, and I have some thoughts on this one. So this is I Darken by Kristen White. Now, I haven't read this. Now, the interesting thing for me is I would have, the one on the left is US, and I think the one on the right is UK. Now, for me, I would have totally gone for the US cover originally because I love covers like that for fantasies. I just think they're pretty, they're bold, they're eye-catching. And I never would have thought I would have picked the girl on the cover, but I actually kind of like the UK one better.
I like the UK on this one.
Which is interesting.
The character design on that character is, it's not just a regular person on there. That the face and everything is design work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the way the paint comes down her face. And that's obviously a painting, like a digital painting or something, not a photograph. It's just really eye-catching, and how she's giving you that side eye. That's just a beautiful painting. That would be a beautiful painting that you could hang.
Yeah.
Like, remove the text, hang it on your wall, and you've got a beautiful piece of artwork.
Yeah, I think what makes this so good is that mark on her face. It's just so graphic.
It's just the whole thing. I mean, you've got design elements, you've got repetition, alignment, contrast, all the, key things that I always tell you, like any artwork or anything you need, and it's got everything.
And the other one, we've seen that cover 100 times. Like, It's nothing special. Yeah. Oh, Caraval. Okay, this might be the last one. So Caraval is a circus fantasy. The one on the left is US. The one on the right is UK.
I'm going UK on this one.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like the one on the left, you got a lot of different colors going on, but like that starburst in the middle on the US version.
Oh, okay.
That blue one.
Yeah.
It's very like, I can just do that in Illustrator in 1 second, so maybe
True.
it's me knowing.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
No, I think you're right. No, I think the UK is better.
So.
I like the black and the gold.
I feel like I like Caraval, the actual font, on the US side better, and I would use that with that other background.
Oh, yeah. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. There was a bunch of other ones that we could have done. There's so many, like, you know, amazing cover variations. Maybe we can do another one of these in the future if you guys like it. But he has to get back to work. So I'm going to let him go, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!